Hey there, boils and ghouls. It's your friend Tats, and I'm back with another 4K Blu-ray review. And I am smiles today, man. Thank you, Scream Factory. Oh, this turned out better than I had hoped. Today we got the 4K Blu-ray release of the 1981 slasher classic, My Bloody Valentine. And yeah, I am so happy with the way this turned out. And Scream Factory, I think, did an awesome job on this. Um, the thing is like, I don't know if you remember, go back a few years. Um, what ended up happening was that Lionsgate they got they had the rights from Paramount for this movie. And then what ended up happening was there was some like unrated gore footage and stuff. And then what they did was they put out a special edition where they just put that footage, and the footage was incredibly rough looking. They just put the footage back into the movie, and so it's like you're watching the movie, and like for the most part, it's like, yeah, the movie looks pretty good. And then all of a sudden, when you get to the unrated footage, like, whoa, it was such a major difference. It was such a shift, and just the picture quality was like, holy hell, like, God, that's rough looking. Anyway, so then Scream Factory, they got a hold of it, and what they did was they took the film and restored it, did a 4K remaster of the film, and what they did was they fixed up that footage and everything and made it to where the footage ended up blending seamlessly into the film and all that. There's a couple of little instances on the 4K where it kind of stands out, but not too much, not enough to where it's like you're like, oh, it's just like, okay, but still you get if you know the story, you get it. So, but anyway, so now today we got the 4K Blu-ray, and I was scared that because usually Scream Factory, what they do is when it comes to this stuff, usually what they do is they'll put the theatrical cut. And okay, like remember just a little while ago I did a 4K review for Nightbreed, and that was something that bothered me, was the fact that Scream Factory got together and collaborated with Clive Barker to get the Cabal cut of Nightbreed put together. And then when they did the 4K for that one, all they put was just the theatrical cut. I mean, if they wanted to do both cuts, that would have been fine. But in this case, they decided, and I was worried. I was thinking like, my God, Scream Factory, you went through all that trouble to, remaster this film and make it look beautiful, and to restore that extra gore footage and everything else. And it's like that would be a crying shame if they ended up just putting the theatrical cut on the 4K. But thank goodness they didn't. Today we have, on the 4K, you have the nice, restored, beautiful looking 4K of My Bloody Valentine, the unrated cut. And so, yeah, I am so happy. I'm over the moon, and I don't regret buying this edition at all. So I'm very happy with it. I do admit, when I started watching it, and like the first few minutes, I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm not really sure if this is going to look that great. But as I started watching it, it's like, okay. I mean, yeah, of course you do get HDR. There is high dynamic range, Dolby Vision. And I was just kind of, I'm not sure. But then I started to notice, like, wow, okay, yeah, this looks really good. One thing funny though is like when you watch this on the 4K, my God, does the color red stand out? Because I mean, there's so much red in the movie, not just the blood from the kills and stuff like that, but man, because the whole, in the movie, so many of the settings and everything else are, they're decorated with Valentine's Day, hearts and flowers and things like this. So, but the color red definitely really stands out. You're gonna be watching this, whoa, that is red. Whoa. But other really nice details stand out. Details like on the miner's suit and everything. You can even see a couple of instances, like a little bit of dried blood and stuff on the suit and everything. Um, the mine setting, wow. Especially like with the HDR, getting into the third act where they go down into the mine, and they're it's a maze, and they're all trying to get out and try to escape the killer and everything else. Like, wow. And then, like I said too, they did the unrated footage. It looks beautiful. I mean, you hardly ever notice the difference. It looks so good on here. But let's get into what we got here. There's the spine for it, 3-disc set. We got the back. Quick rundown. Okay, disc one, we got the 4K UHD, the uncut version, 4K restoration in Dolby Vision, audio commentary by director George McCalla. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Disc 2 Blu-ray uncut version, new 4K restoration, audio commentary, director George McCalla. My Bloody Valentine, 35th anniversary. Let's see, cast reunion panel at the Bay of Blood Convention in Florida, featuring George McCalla, cast members Lori Hallier, Helene Udy, sorry, Rob Stein, Peter Cowper, Thomas Kovacs, Jim Murchison, and Alf Humphreys, hosted by Brian Singleton. Let's see. Thomas Kovacs performs The Ballad of Harry Warden at the Bay of Blood Convention with Peter Cowper and George Murchison. Then disc 3, we have the theatrical version, an anemic Valentine interview with George McCalla, Friends of Mine interview with Lori Hallier, Axel Be My Valentine interview with actor Neil Affleck. Anyway, From the Heart interview with actor Paul Kellman. Becoming Sylvia interview with Helene Udy. I'm sorry. Let's see. The Secret Keeper interview with Rob Stein. Broken Hearts and Broken Bones interview with special makeup effects designer Tom Berman. Holes in the Heart, a look at the differences between the theatrical version and the uncut version. Theatrical trailer, TV spots, radio spots, and still gallery. So, yeah, so a nice assortment. You know, this to me, I can honestly say I think this is probably going to be the last time I'm ever going to buy this. I'm sure at some point though, we got to put out a steelbook or something. But it's like I honestly think I can say this is probably going to be the last step for me, at least as far as this movie goes. I can't really imagine them doing anything else. You know, just you know, like I said, maybe like at some point, we'll do like a steelbook, or we'll include an edition that has a soundtrack, CD soundtrack or something. I don't know, but. Anyway, so here we go. We got that. Then we got it on the back. So here we go. And pretty basic. Sorry about the light. And there's on the back too. Same thing. And sadly, no reversible cover art. But anywho, now we got the disc. One thing I will say I'm not happy about is, look at that, you can see there's some gas in the case. So yeah, I mean the discs aren't too bad. I looked them over, but yeah, I'm going to have to wipe them down a little bit, but you know, not the worst thing. So here we go. This is our 4K Blu-ray with the Sarah character. And then we have our two Blu-rays here. We have Sarah and TJ, and we have the guy in the freezer. Anyway, though, but yeah, it's very simple, pretty basic. But overall, just, you know, I definitely feel like this is totally worth every penny that I spent on it. And if you're a fan of this movie, and if you're just discovering it for the first time, you know, it's like some other things I think look absolutely astonishing in the 4K transfer is the, you know, you definitely get, you know that they filmed this like in the winter and in Canada, you know, especially you watch the bonus features and stuff. It's like, my God, just watching it, you know, if you've ever been in cold climates or you used to cold climates and like especially like the HDR of the settings and stuff, it's like, oh man, you can almost feel the cold. You almost feel the bitterness and just how cold it is. You know what I mean? But oh man. But yeah, this is worth every penny, and I'm not the least bit sad I bought this. And you know, I'm sure like for some people probably like, you know, they have the 2 disc and it's like, hell, you know, or they got like the steelbook or the Blu-ray. They're like, yeah, that's a 4K restoration. That's good enough. But honestly, though, the 4K does look really good. They did an amazing job with it. And just sound, you got the, it's usually your basic, you know, 5.1, 2.0 master audio, you know, what you're used to seeing on there. I would say, though, like, you know, the sound is a little bit better, not by much, but the sound is a little bit better than what you normally get when you get those kind of sound on there. I mean, yeah, if you got a sound bar, you got a sound system or something, it's gonna be a lot better. But even by just watching on just your regular TV, it's kind of like, wow, actually, it's nice. I can hear it, and I don't really feel like I need to crank up the TV to keep hearing it and stuff like that. It's like, all right, so I think they did a pretty good deal on this. So anyway, yeah, I'm really really happy with this, and they did a great job, and not too, the picture's not too grainy. It's not polished either. Yeah, really nice restoration, and also too, again, I cannot thank them enough for doing the unrated cut. And like I said, I don't know, maybe I still would have bought it, but I probably would have drug my feet on it if it had just been the theatrical cut. But we got the unrated cut, and yeah, so I'm happy. So that's it. So if anybody took the time to watch this, I thank you for doing it, and I appreciate you for doing it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, could you please leave it a like? And if you haven't already, go ahead and please subscribe to the channel. And yeah, there's plenty more to come and more weeks, and especially going into October, November. It's like, I don't know too much about December. Yeah, I got a couple of things pre-ordered ready for review in December, but I have to wait and see. They still got to see what the, like Scream Factory and Vinegar Syndrome and all that. Got to see what all their lineups are going to be. So, but anyway, so yeah, it's good. October and November are going to be good months. So take care, everybody. Have a good night, and I'll see you later.